Recording in progress.
Good afternoon. My name is Christy Sabdo, Principal Planner with the City of Monterey. I'd like to call a meeting to order. Erica, could you please announce the city staff present?
Sure. We have our Principal Planner, Christy Sabdo, serving as our zoning administrator. We have Senior Associate Planner, Chris Schmidt, and we have myself, Recording Secretary, Erica Barrera. And if you'd like, I can go ahead and share with the public how they can participate in this meeting remotely. Information on participating in this meeting and providing public comment, including remotely by Zoom or telephone, is on this meeting's agenda, which is online at isearchmonterey.org. Remote commenters will be muted until it is their turn to speak, and a timer will be shown on the screen. If you're connected on Zoom, the timer is accurate with no delay. In the chamber, we recommend keeping phones and devices muted to prevent audio interference with the meeting. Thank you for participating in your city government.
Thank you, Erica. I'd like to move on to the consent agenda, the zoning administrator hearing from October 3rd. I have reviewed the minutes and don't have any changes, so I'd like to approve the minutes. And then we can move on to general public comments. Erica, could you remind the public again how they can participate?
Sure. Once again, information on participating in this meeting is online at isearchmonterey.org. I currently see no attendees online, and I don't believe anybody in the chambers would like to provide comment.
This is related to items that are not on the agenda, just general public comments. Okay. We can then move on to the public hearing. We have two items. We can start with item 3 and consider 121 El Dorado Street permit amendment application to allow expansion of an established single-family residential use. Chris, do you have a presentation?
Yes, thank you. My name is Chris Schmidt. I'm a senior associate planner for the city. And I will be giving this presentation on behalf of the project planner, Fernando Riveri, principal planner, who is not able to be here today. So to start, the staff recommendation is that the zoning administrator adopt a resolution approving the use permit amendment. The subject site has a zoning of COES, which is the commercial office district with an emergency shelter overlay. It has a commercial general plan land use designation, which does allow up to 30 units per, well, actually now 60 units per acre.
Right
anyway, it allows
30.
residential.
Yeah.
There was a use permit that permitted residential at the site. This is use permit number 75-27. It permitted the use of the existing single family dwelling on site. This proposed permit amendment would allow expansion of the single family use, which would really involve demolition of the existing house to construct a new home. So this map is intended to show the surrounding uses, and as you can see, we have several single family dwelling uses in the direct vicinity, as well as hotel and hotel parking. So project description, what is the project? So the project is to expand the single family dwelling use by demolishing the existing 1,343 square foot dwelling and constructing a new 3,183 square foot dwelling. The new dwelling meets all development standards, including the 2 off-street parking spaces. At least one of them has to be covered, and both behind the front yard setback. And here you can see the site plan showing the footprint of both the existing home and the new home. So the existing home footprint is this dashed line, and the new home is this shaded polygon here. And here you see the floor plans for the first and second story. So on the bottom of the plan here, we have the garage, there's the entryway, covered porch, there's an office, laundry, I think that says media room, is that right? I can't read it. Mud room, sorry. Kitchen, living room, And then on the upstairs, you've got 2 bathrooms and 3 bedrooms. Here are the proposed elevations, starting with the front and rear and the side elevations. Here are the sections. So in order to approve a use permit, the zoning administrator has to make 3 findings. The first is that the proposed use is in accord with the objectives of this chapter, the zoning ordinance, and the purposes of the zone, the commercial office zone. Single-family dwelling uses are permitted by use permit. The proposal includes required parking, meets the development standards, and is compatible with the surrounding area. The second finding is that the proposed use and the proposed conditions under which it would be operated or maintained will be consistent with the general plan, will not be detrimental to the public health, safety, or welfare of persons residing or working in or adjacent to the neighborhood of such use, and will not be detrimental to properties or improvements in the vicinity or to the general welfare of the city. This project is consistent with the prescribed land use and allowed density, and the parking has been provided. There are no other issues that the staff found with this project. And the final finding is that the proposed use will comply with any specific condition required for the use. The standard conditions apply, standard conditions that the city requires for conditional use permits. The project does require an architectural review permit for review by the Architectural Review Committee prior to the issuance of a building permit. So with that, staff recommends that the ZA adopt a resolution approving the use permit amendment. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. I don't have any questions. Did want to ask the applicant if they wanted to make a statement or, okay. If you would introduce yourself, please.
My name is Buck Blackwell, and we were initially contracted by the owner of these 2 properties, this one starting with, to come in and consult on a remodel and addition to the existing homes that are there. On our visit, we consulted and recommended to the homeowner that there would be extensive structural repairs needed for these homes, and they were borderline substandard dwellings. And the homeowner decided to move forward with construction of new homes for the city of Monterey and expand some of the city's needs for housing. And that's what brings us here today. So I
Great.
thank you for your consideration.
Thank you. Okay, I'd like to open it up for public comments. Is anyone in attendance here at the meeting that would like to make a statement or ask a question about the project? Okay. If you would introduce yourself, please.
Okay, my name is Raveen Govindbhai, and I'm the manager at Inn by the Bay.
Okay.
And my owner's concern is how, since it's going to be a 2-story, is how high it's going to be, because it's going to block what you call the view of the guest.
Sure. Chris, can you answer that question?
Yeah, so the maximum height for the district is 2 stories and 25 feet. The project is proposed at 24 feet, 7 1/4 inches.
And what was the existing, what do you call it? I know it was a 1-story. How high was that?
I don't know the answer to that question.
The project will go through an architectural review application where the height will be, be determined to determine if it will meet the height requirements for the CO district and all the other standards.
Okay.
So if you're interested in being a part of the process, Chris can take your contact information and we can make sure that you're part of that process.
Okay.
Thank you for your comment.
Yeah.
Erica, is there anybody online?
I see one attendee online, however, their hand is not raised.
Okay. Okay, I'd like to close public comments. And I have reviewed the staff report and the resolution. I do not have any changes. I support staff's findings 1 through 3 for the use permit and the conditions of approval as written. And I'd like to approve the permit amendment. We can move on to the item 4, consideration of 127 Eldorado Street use permit application to allow a single-family residential use. Chris, could you please provide a presentation?
Oops. Yes, sorry, one moment. Okay. Again, my name is Chris Schmidt, Senior Associate Planner for the city on behalf of Fernando Riveri, the project planner. Here we're looking at a new use permit for a single family dwelling. To begin, the staff recommendation is that the zoning administrator adopt a resolution approving the use permit. This is a lot right next door to the prior project site. It has the same zoning district COES, same commercial general plan land use, and it contains an existing 801 square foot single family dwelling, which is non-conforming. No use permit existed at this location. So the applicant is proposing use permit 24-0237, which would allow a new single family dwelling at the site. Similar graphic showing the surrounding neighborhood. We have a couple of single family dwellings as well as hotel uses directly adjacent. The scope for this project is also very similar. It's demolition of the existing home and proposal of a new 3,172 square foot single family dwelling. It does meet all of the development standards, including the required parking as well. Here we see the site plan showing the footprint. The floor plans, very, very similar floor plan. Elevations. So the style is slightly different with the flat roof. Again, the design will ultimately need approval from the committee, which is where view and privacy impacts would be addressed by the committee. Side elevations and sections. So again, there are 3 findings. Staff was able to make this finding. The single family dwelling is permitted, can be permitted by use permit. It does include the required parking, meets development standards, and compatible with the surrounding development. Similar to the prior project, it is consistent with the prescribed land use and density. Parking would be provided. And the standard conditions would apply. And the architectural review permit would also be required for this project. So with that, staff recommends approval. I am available for questions. Thanks.
Thank you, Chris. I do not have any questions. I would like to open it up for public comment. Does anybody in the chambers, would anybody like to make a comment on this one? Okay. Anybody online, Erica?
There are no hands raised.
Okay. I'm going to close public comments. All right. Well, I've reviewed the agenda report and the resolution, and similar to the other one, I have reviewed the findings and agree with all 3 use permit findings as written and the special and standard conditions of approval that would apply. And I would like to approve the use permit. So I just want to thank the applicant for bringing these forward. It'll be exciting to have 2 new residential homes for the city. So thank you. Thank you. And with that,
I just would like to say for the record that these decisions are appealable within
Thank you,
10
Chris.
days. Yes.
and I'd like to adjourn the meeting.